your end so that you can, there's a couple of things will open up and then you can sort of see how and what we're looking at basically. And there's a couple of
Yep.
things we already looked at, right? So I think we've already got a saved audience in there. We've already got a pixel that's been created to go on websites. So
Hi,
yeah,
sorry,
right. No,
Steve,
you're
just
good.
1 second. Hi, Margaret. Yep, sorry, I'm just.
You're good. No worries. Take a minute.
All right, sorry, I just had someone come. Yeah,
All good.
team is here.
No problem.
Yeah, okay, so I can share my. What do I need to
So if you
open?
share screen, we'll start with basically go back into Basecamp, and then I'll just show you, in there where we've put Ads Manager details, that sort of stuff. So that's probably a good place to
Okay,
start.
just go find Basecamp. Just in a second.
And even if you put Basecamp in its own window, and we share that window.
Yeah. Okay, so share. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. And then I think if you go to the ohGiGi planning session with overview post, the second one down in discussions, yeah, awesome. And then if you scroll down here a little bit further, we'll get to Facebook Ads Manager and that sort of thing. So sorry, just a little higher
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
here,
that's the
right? So
link.
yeah, just right click there.
Oh, right click. Sorry.
Yeah, right click open other. Oh, you probably just got the tab sharing, is it? Or
Can you see it?
no, I can only
Oh,
see that.
okay.
I think you're probably
Okay, you
just
need to
sharing tab.
share.
Maybe stop.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stop share and share the window. How do I share the window? Oh, window. Yeah. Oh, got so many windows.
if you share screen and then you just drag the window you want to be sharing, that's probably
Entire
yeah,
screen.
just go entire screen is usually the easiest, and I think what you did last time. So yeah, but then have the one we want up to start with.
Okay.
There we go.
So this. Oh my God, so many. Is that
That's
coming
the one.
up?
That's it.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yep. Awesome. Um, and then so clearly we haven't run any ads in here at the moment, but if you go back to, I do recall in the session, so if you click back on Basecamp for me up the top, so I think what I would have mentioned is that, yeah, promote to discuss around awareness and traffic. So the next thing maybe to open for me, so I never, so for me, in fact, I was talking to a lady yesterday who's got a webinar, right? And she just had a go at trying to promote that through Facebook Ads Manager and do it
Mm-hmm.
just in Ads Manager. I've never known a client, and I've probably worked with about 500 who likes me doing that. If I put it in Facebook Ads Manager and they can't see it, so I always post what I want to promote first, so you can
Yeah.
pin and feature that post on the Facebook page, and then I look to promote it. So basically, so I'd suggest what we do next is open another tab. The next tab you
Mm.
open is Facebook itself. So just go to Facebook. Yep,
Settings and
there
this
we go.
and
Yeah,
find ohGiGi.
there we are. Top one. Beautiful. And we don't need to be signed in as such at the moment. But what I think there was one that we initially sort of said that we could. I have a feeling this one was the one I
Yeah,
thought,
that was the one.
but that's a short video, right? So that one's you've got a longer running video, I believe, right?
Uh,
Just click on that one and see if that is the one if
that one.
it's in its entirety. I don't think this little one is in its entirety. I reckon it's a slightly shortened version.
I'm just trying to see the minutes on this. Yeah, it's only saying this is 17 seconds.
Yeah. So, uh, um, so you can hide that thing at the bottom that says yeah, just
Oh,
go
hi.
hide. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's only,
It's so
yeah.
so I don't think that well, that's fine. It's a good little video, but it's not the video I reckon we should promote because it then doesn't sort of talk to how you solve the problem, right? It
Yeah, it
just talks to
doesn't,
about the issue. But I think you've done a couple of little ones. I wonder whether there's ones that you have done like little reels and stuff, or whether that full video is already on there.
I'm trying to see if it is. I don't know why it got cut off though. So that's only 17
17. Yeah, I think
seconds.
that was the one I. If you go actually up the top, you probably the way you can. I actually know it's probably best to scroll down, and then if you do find it, then we could probably feature it, and we know we could put it back up the top if it was ever posted, and we might even reword it to make sure that it's sort of speaking the way it should speak.
Let's see. No, obviously. I'm pretty sure I put it on Insta, but I don't think it's turned up in Facebook.
Okay, well, actually, in fact, go to Instagram then. Go on a different one, and let's see if we can find it on Instagram. Because it doesn't really matter which platform you promote it off, and then you can promote the same video across both platforms anyway. So, yeah, try that one. Is that? Oh no,
So it would be this one, which
184.
is
Here you go.
that's got that's the whole. I'm pretty sure that would be the whole animation.
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep looking. Yeah, it is. So let's using this one. Let's edit this Instagram post. So do you want to edit up the top three dots? Yeah, and just go edit. And let's go to the post that we did for the shortened one and start there. Because really, particularly if we're posting, so go back to Facebook there and go to the featured post up the top, which is the shortened version of the one we've got, and maybe start with this language and see if we want to change this wording. So if you click on that one, yeah, and then go see more on the right hand side. Yeah, see more. That's it.
Just gonna pause
OGG. Yeah,
this. Oops, sorry.
it's okay.
Um,
Just
I don't know what I've done. Okay,
okay. Yep.
this one, let me pause it. Okay, see more.
Yeah.
Genetic chemicals and toxins to harm and protect employee, the waterways. This two-face also contain.
Yeah. And whether you want to point people, you wouldn't do that on. Well, as I said, it probably doesn't hurt for people to be pointed to the YouTube, particularly from a Facebook perspective. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so, in other words, when it was being promoted, it would still point it there. But for now, that's the sort of copy I was thinking you would put on that video that you were running to explain people what the product is and why you should check it out, right? So, um, you got sort of two options. You can either create the post originally now and redo it and add that video and do it on Facebook to both, or we just edit your Instagram one and then we promote it to both. Does that make sense? So
Uh,
when you go into Facebook Ads Manager, you just choose the post that you want to promote,
yeah.
and we can choose it whether it's from Instagram or Facebook. It doesn't matter, and then we can choose to advertise it to both Facebook and Instagram.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So given you've been more of an Instagram brand, I would suggest in the first place let's edit this one, because then you've got whatever traffic you had previously
Yeah.
already got a bit of activity on it. But I would just,
Yeah.
yeah, as I said, just replace what you've got there with what this
With
says
this
here.
copy.
Yeah. Drop.
So,
Yep.
like, what are we trying to? I guess what's the aim of?
The aim is to
Um,
basically to put a call to action button
yeah,
on the
to get
post
people to buy.
to actually get them across to the website. Correct.
Yeah.
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 So
Okay.
basically, where
Yeah.
they can find out more and purchase if they wish to.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the whole idea. Um, as I said, I would and yeah, just give yourself a bit of space there, so you can get rid of that. Did you know? Oh, sorry. Yeah, just
Um,
have it say. Oh,
should
can
I
you?
still keep that and then just add that? So, like, ever wanted to know what you brush your teeth with? Did you know chemicals and toothpaste do harm and could to our teeth and body? And oops, and they wind up in our waterways. ohGiGi, tooth powder. Uh,
maybe if we're going tooth powder we'd probably need to go tooth powders.
Two powders. Yeah.
Yeah, tooth powders are free. Yep, are free from. Yeah, take charge. Order now. Now that's clearly that that it's not going to be visible on uh,
Because it's too far down.
no on well no just because you can't click through it. Sorry on
Oh,
Instagram, but
yeah.
but it that's okay. No, I reckon no, keep it up. I'd have it proper spacing, mainly because this ad's going to run on Facebook as well, right?
Okay.
So that's why I think keep the ad so that it's readable for Facebook user.
Mm-hmm.
It's already had its time a little bit. People have seen it a little bit. Your organic one has seen it here. And as I said, that's just way too many hashtags for a Facebook audience, right? You might get penalized when we start advertising. So I'd just go back to what our normal sort of four or so are your real key ones.
Which is
Yeah,
these ones here.
yeah, those ones there. Let's just go done on that for now. What I want to have a look at, I wonder whether we can reshare this to Facebook in any case. Just go up the top three. Is it three? Yeah, see there. Share to. Yeah, try this. Share to Facebook. Because then we can feature it at the top before we and promote it that way. So this is camera. So let's top left. I reckon if we drop down that box to a page, share on a page you manage. That's it. Yeah, GG Life. That's the one. Yeah. Yeah, and say something about this. So you'll basically copy and paste what you've got over on Instagram, exactly the same. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And let's do your location on the bottom. We're going to do Melbourne. So at the bottom next to the little emoji one. Yeah. Check in. I check in at ohGiGi, really. You should be able to sign in if it'll let you. Does it search?
Maybe
Or
do
maybe just
that.
do Melbourne, Victoria. I have a feeling it might be that you're yeah, in Melbourne. Yeah. So just give a little spell for a little space in between oral care in Melbourne, Victoria. See how it's posted like that? It's
Mm-hmm.
kind of interesting, isn't it? Because it's an unusual view as. Okay. And click on your feed at the bottom as well. So the feed, see, yeah, that's it. Actually,
It's
they're
not
going to let you
letting me
do
do
that.
that.
Clearly, it is the feed, right? So you're already
Yeah.
doing that. All right. Let's see how that plays. If it doesn't quite play out how we want, we can always do something different. Your battery okay up the top?
Yeah, I might have to put my battery on. Give me a sec. So we check on Facebook. Oops. Oh, so when you click on it, it doesn't. It takes you to Instagram.
Because it came from Instagram. Actually, that's interesting though. But you realistically, you are an Instagram brand, so in and of itself, that's not necessarily problematic because we'll finish up having a call to action on that anyway, right? Just
Mm-hmm.
refresh it again for me. Well, the only thing is, it's not going to play, is
It's
it?
not playing the
It's
video.
not going to play as an. It'll just sit there as that's where your thing is. Okay, but that's
Um,
okay. But we know that we've posted it and it's going to be the Instagram one that we do anyway. So you could still pin that post to the top. So feature that post.
so would you rather do this or do you want to just upload the video again?
Well, no, I reckon because often with advertising, you want to have given it the best opportunity to. Is there a way of? Oh, you might just need to be in as the page. So change your profile top right. Yeah, and be in as the page. Yep. And GG Life, is it? Oh no, no, GG. Sorry.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
and then you'll be able to pin it. So what I was saying is that you want to give them the best opportunity to have organic reach. And
Mm-hmm.
given that the post on Instagram has had plenty of time for that to happen, right? So what we're doing is we're going to give that post effectively a new lease of life.
Mm-hmm.
Now that because the one that gets promoted on Facebook will be actively going, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
will be in feeds moving through. Um, so I'll just show you how we do that, right? So let's now go to your ad manager. And what we're going to do is it's got underneath campaigns, it's got create.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And we're going to go account info. Okay, we need to confirm before. Okay, let's go to account info. Okay. So it looks like, have you got a payment method? Our confirm Facebook page is ohGiGi, right? Click on that
Yeah.
one. I'll confirm. And confirm Facebook, add a payment method, it looks like. You,
Where's that?
you see up the top. So go continue up the top. And let's see if a payment. Oh no, it looks like your payment method's already done. That's a tick probably saying you have done that. So let's just do an awareness
Don't
campaign
even
for.
know where it's gonna pay to, but anyway, pay from.
Oh, well, if you
All
want to
right.
check that before we go and advertise, just close this box. Yeah. So
What
on the left-hand side, the three lines under the house, yeah, just open that and then right-click on billing.
billing?
Yeah, and open that in a new tab. Yeah, because otherwise you won't be able to run it anyway. So it looks like you've got it, the ad account, but in terms of where it's coming from, payment settings up the top on the right-hand side. Yeah, and that's it, right? So,
Okay.
oh yeah, you want to change that payment threshold, otherwise you won't be able to go through. So you need to change your payment threshold. More likely, probably for now, maybe $150.
Just give me a sec. I might need to check the
Oh,
card
okay,
number. Can you give me a
okay, yeah,
second?
sure.
So you were saying what, $2 a day
Well, I'm
for
suggesting $4 a
each?
day, probably.
$4.
Yeah, so $4 a day, $2 awareness, $2 traffic, which can be turned off at any time, but it's just basically, yeah, with when you put a payment threshold on, particularly a low one, you're just constantly having to change your threshold, right? So,
Oh yeah,
yeah.
yeah, no, that's correct. Okay, so payment threshold was 150. But how long are we planning on? Like, how long would you have to do this for?
Well, um,
So if
I
it's
u-
$4 a day,
yeah, I usually suggest in um, I would suggest that you would do this ongoing forever, but you don't have to. You can turn it off anytime, right? So
yeah.
um, I, I would also suggest that it's low. Ultimately, what you probably would finish up spending, um, you because the intent of this is actually for you to make money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if the reality is at the moment you're speaking to the converted. At the moment you're speaking to people who already know you. The
Mm-hmm.
idea of advertising is speaking to people who don't know you, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. I mean, and that's even more so with probably Google ads, right? So between the two of those, and people
Yeah.
that usually come to me are usually coming, and they're often apportioning their Google spends, whether that's SEO or paid advertising, and
Yeah.
they're often spending in the thousands, right? And
Yeah.
that's not to say that um, small businesses typically do that,
Yeah.
but the reality is, it's what I'm often trying to explain to people, what's your expectation. If you're spending $4 a day, for instance, on how many tubes do you realistically, oh, sorry, bottles do you realistically need
Mm-hmm.
to sell for that to be advantageous to you? So you've clearly got a straight away, I mean, you've got profit margins and those sort of things to
Mm-hmm.
look in, but you've clearly got an immediate return on investment that you could potentially look at, right? Now,
Yeah.
clearly, it's not the only marketing that you're doing, but I would suggest to you at $4 a day, it may well finish up being the most powerful.
Yeah.
Even beyond, if you were to do nothing else, and this may well be highly likely, is that once the grant runs out and you're then posting, if you just take up the post and doing those yourself, then
Mhm.
realistically the advertising is akin to, if you've got capability and timing to be able to do the posting, then the advertising is, as I said, gets you those new clients that you're not otherwise going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, do you do Google Ads too?
I don't do at Google Ads. I've got
Ah,
contacts that I suggest people talk to, but
yeah,
Google Ads there would be, but when I do it for my own business,
yeah.
but it's not where it's not my
Mhm.
expertise because Google Ads kind of lends itself. Firstly, it's a shortcut to SEO,
Mhm.
right? Because you're paying to get on top of pages or that sort of thing.
Mhm.
Um, and so generally speaking, digital SEO types are better to speak to.
Mhm.
That said, I use a very similar strategy when I'm doing my Google ads. Is that you're often offered $600 dollar for dollar, and so
Mhm.
with your first $600, um, that may well be $1,200 because you probably need to do it. I then still only spend it at that $3 or $5 a day, right?
Mhm.
Whereas many ones would spend that in a month.
Mhm.
So I'd suggest when you speak to a Google, if you speak to a Google Ads person, that you have this same context in mind, right? So recognizing that at the moment you've got a very small business mindset, probably, right? Because
Mhm.
that sense of I can't spend much, but the reality is there's others that will go. I have people come to me all the time that want to, they literally don't care about the relationship, don't care about the organic posting. They just want to spend
Mhm.
$50 a day and I want 100 clients and blah, blah, blah. And I'm a bit
Mhm.
like, I don't think you and I are going to work well together.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because they just want to sell on the socials. And that's certainly
Mhm.
not what you're doing. You're
Mhm.
educating and you're changing the world one bottle at a time.
Yeah.
So realistically, you need to combine the two. So
Yeah.
realistically, as I said, it's a slow burn, and
Yeah.
so my sense is if you combine a similar Google ad strategy with the paid ads and the organic posting that we're doing, you will smash it, right?
Yeah.
You'll never regret spending money on you. As I said, I'm really interested because I think you'll do really well. Is my
Okay.
gut
All
feel.
right. I guess we can just test it for a week and see what happens, and then I'll
Yeah, no
test it for
worries.
2 weeks.
Well, as I said, and I'll
But
show you where you can turn it off any time, right? So you can
okay.
turn it off and on
Yeah.
as much as you like,
Yeah.
realistically.
Because I
Um,
guess I don't know because you're doing it for reach and but as part of those two things that you're turning it on for,
hmm.
is there one for sales and all too? Like, or is
Yeah,
that
the whole
so?
idea is to get them to the website,
Okay.
right? So we're going
Yeah.
to duplicate this $2 awareness post for a traffic post,
Yeah.
right? So we'll have put the call to
Ah.
action link in there where they can learn more. We'll call it learn more rather
Mm,
than buy now, maybe. But
yeah.
if you go, the campaign at the top is awareness.
Yeah.
And then scroll down on the right hand side before you go continue. There's a thing that asks you, what do you want to call your campaign? So scroll down, I think, or is that it? Here we
I
go.
know.
Yeah,
Name your
optional. Just click
campaign.
in there and I'll
Yeah.
get you to type in there 2023 ohGiGi, and we'll call it maybe ohGiGi brand for now because effectively it's about getting the ohGiGi brand. It's the
Mhm.
first try, right? And maybe we'll go ohGiGi brand video
Mhm.
because the video post, right?
Mhm.
And copy that and just paste it into the next two boxes as well.
And it's at set
Yep,
and yeah.
that's it.
Okay.
And then go continue.
Continue.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there's one for sales.
And then we're going to go scroll down, and we're going to click on that Advantage campaign budget, turn that on, and
Mhm.
then you're going to do $2. Yeah, and then you're going to scroll down, and I think that's it. You're going to go next. And then here we're going to scroll down and we're going to pick an audience, which is that saved audience we created. So scroll down. Date, as I said, I would suggest running it ongoing, but I'll show you how you just turn off, turn on. So that's a go saved audience there. So I scroll up a little bit. It's got user saved audience.
Oh, you
Yep.
saved
And go
audience.
2023 early adopters. Yeah, click on that.
Okay,
And
so
you can
this is
see the
the.
size of that haystack, right? It's already 270,000 people
Oh
potentially
yeah.
that we're going to be promoting to, right?
Yeah.
To your question, at $2 a day, it would still probably take us a year to get to all those people,
Mhm.
right? So if we're getting 10,000 a month or whatever, 20,000
Okay,
potentially
take the
seeing it, it's still going to
carbon.
take us that sort of time, right? Um, So um, the next thing I'll get you to do is go next again. We're going to need to find, we're going to need to connect your Instagram account underneath ohGiGi Facebook. Yeah. And then we're going to go ad setup. Instead of create an ad, we're going to go existing post, use existing post. Yeah. And then we're going to select a post. See how it says select post? And then up the top where it says Instagram, you'll go to the Instagram post. Yeah. And then we're going to scroll down and find that Instagram post, which you just confirm it's the same day that you posted it, which I think that if you go to
No,
Instagram, you'll be able to see what
further
day you
down.
posted it too.
Be this one.
Yeah, that's it. Real, yep.
Let's continue.
All right, yeah. And scrolling up again a little bit for me, sorry, just to make sure. Okay, yeah, that should go to both. Okay, yeah, and showing Facebook feed, and that's showing it properly now in the feed. And then
Mm-hmm.
scroll down, and then we're going to choose an action. So I don't think have you connected the pixel with yet. So if you click on
Yeah,
tracking,
the pixels connected.
okay, click on that then.
Website events.
Yep, click on that.
Okay.
Oh, yes,
It's
it's
not
not active.
active.
Um, if
The
you click on
pixels
it,
in
leave it
there.
on for now. But as I said, you're still going to get the results of it, but you just need to check why that's not connected the way it should be, right? So
Okay.
clearly there's an
Okay.
issue there.
Yeah. All right.
Just scroll back up for me, and then go enter. Scroll down. Sorry, it's got your call to action button here, a button, right? So click on that button, and we're going to go. Do you
Learn
want
more.
contact us or learn more? Maybe learn more
Just
because you're
learn
telling
more.
people, did you know?
Yeah.
You know, so I think
Yeah.
that's a better one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you're gonna when we go learn more, you put your website, copy and paste the actual HTTPS address. Yeah. And now that button will be on both posts, right? So it'll be on both your Facebook post. It is in the ether, so you can't see that Facebook post because only Facebook Ads Manager is promoting that one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But your Instagram post now will look like that. It will look like this,
Mm-hmm.
right? I don't know if you can. Can you pin Instagram posts?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So let's
Yeah.
pin that one when we can too,
Yeah.
right? So I reckon you can go publish on this. Oh yeah, there you go.
I'll find out how to pin it in a sec.
Should be a way, shouldn't there?
I'm pretty
Maybe
sure
it's
I
when you
am.
maybe you have to do the same thing in the feed.
I'll do that later. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter for now. It's not going to have an effect on how effective the ad is. So
Mm-hmm.
if you go publish,
That's it.
that's it. Done.
Okay. So the audience that we picked are just, it's quite a general audience. It's not sort of people that are into sustainability and all, because you were
Yeah,
explaining
yeah.
that that was too big a bucket. Is that
Well,
right?
Well, there was two things. Yeah, you want to make it as the haystack as narrow as possible. It is
Yeah.
big, but it's basically the reality is you kind of convert the toothbrushes really. I mean, so the reason we've selected the audience we have, and you can
Yeah.
go in and again, um, it's in my knowledge the best way when we talked about it. What's probably your best bet for initial just a trial and see how that goes because again, just reflecting to someone I helped yesterday, business coach, she had
Mm-hmm.
women in Australia that might want to come to her webinar, and there was
Mm-hmm.
3.5 to 4 million people, and she
Mm-hmm.
wanted to spend again $5 a day. Well, realistically,
Mm-hmm.
she's gone, and it was this 3 week runtime. So, what
Mm-hmm.
percentage of those 4 million people is she going to hit? Bugger all
Mm-hmm.
is how many percentage is going to hit. So we basically brought it down to business women in Melbourne, Geelong, Ballarat, who at least are in some sort of vicinity. So then you can conquer the nation one step at a time almost.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the opportunity is for you here, so that you can at least test and trial while I'm involved as well. But
Mm-hmm.
as I said, but mind my language, but without being too wanky around what digital people will quite often talk to you about. Oh, you pay us thousands of dollars and convert, all that sort of stuff. And literally, you'll pay thousands more for once you get into that sort of thing around
Mm-hmm.
conversion and connection. Because often it's around then your call to action on the website and all that sort of stuff. Is that strong
Yeah.
enough? And so at
Yeah.
this stage, I think your product is strong enough to get enough attention for people to start wanting to look at what's going on. So whilst at the
Okay.
moment that pixel's not on your website?
I can ask Kimberly to
Yeah.
check the
So
pixel.
so get that pixel sorted, but at the same time, your Google Analytics should start to identify it as well. In any case,
Okay.
right? Yep.
Yeah. So um so I guess if you use the example of that other lady with the coaching business,
Yep.
so because I guess we've gone with like just the general population that obviously everyone brushes their teeth, but like how you were saying, you broke it, you niched it down to women in business in
Mm.
Melbourne, in Geelong, etc. So shouldn't we have like
I
would
think we did
would
that.
it make more sense to have an audience bracket that is people that obviously brush their teeth but are into sustainability
I think we did
or
that.
health?
Go and
Or
have a
so
check.
is okay. So I wasn't
Go, I mean,
sure.
go back to
Where do
Basecamp.
you?
Go back to Basecamp and what with the audience we copied. Remember, we spent time going through that audience. Right. So
Yeah,
scroll
where
to the
would that
bottom
be?
and um, and have a look at.
Audience
Yeah.
early
So
adopters.
that's it. Yeah.
So
So effectively, like you said, look at the moment we haven't gone sustainability. So the question would be, if you're going with a sustainability in there,
yeah,
um,
because if they're already sustainable into sustainability, I guess they're already sort of halfway there. Whilst we're reaching out to people that
mm,
are Colgate users.
I reckon what you'll find,
Yeah.
because I reckon what you'll find is that all it does is make the audience bigger. I have a feeling that's what we did. I think we did it when
Yes.
we were
Yeah.
working
We.
through it.
Yeah. So I
And I
guess
think what
that's.
we did is we had all these in it and then we overlaid, oh, we're interested in vegan. And we talked about all that sort of stuff from memory, right? We started
Yeah.
to look at vegan but as soon as we add this stuff in, because
Yeah.
reality is at the end of the day, you're a toothpaste product and you're competing, right? So
Mm-hmm.
what you want to do is educate people that this is an alternative. And I would argue, and I don't know what the maths is, but certainly, if you talk younger generation, I don't think there'd be too many younger generations that would say, "Well, I don't want to help do things that are good by the planet," right? And
Okay.
and
Yeah.
and I would also argue that just about everybody on the left, myself included, and most people
Mm-hmm.
in Melbourne's West, would be similar, right? So lefties tend
Mm-hmm.
to be more that side as well, right? So my
Yeah.
my sense is at the moment, compete, go for the target. Who you're actually, I mean, you're telling people in this little video snippet, did you know? People
Yeah.
might not know that,
Yeah. All right.
and
So I'm
so
not
the
I'm
yeah.
not necessarily trying to hit the niche that already I guess, might be. I'm trying to educate here the
Yeah, that's
others
right.
that don't know.
Yep. So
Okay.
that's it. That's the other one. I'll show you how we duplicate that, right? So now we want to get them to the website. So now we go close this box on the left-hand side. There's the cross, top left. And then we go, and all those ones where it says one selected, one selected, one selected up the top,
Mm-hmm.
just close the blue boxes there. They just close that, close that, close that, and then just go back to campaigns. Yeah. And this will probably say no ads. You can refresh that, see if it says processing. Just refresh the page. Yep. Yeah, it's still saying no ads, but that's okay. There is ads. It's just being considered. So then go, because
Mm-hmm.
it's your first time, it may take a couple of hours for it to
Mm-hmm.
consider and process. Just click on duplicate for me. Underneath, no, just close that. Don't think you can do. Yeah, go in that one there, and then there it
Oh
says
yeah.
duplicate. That's it. It may be the same process, but let's go duplicate at the bottom on the right. And it always says duplicate, but we have to change a whole bag of things. So up the top, where it's got brand video, this time I want you to go traffic instead of copy. In fact, we should have said on, so go video, but just go traffic so we know how to distinguish between the two. And you can copy all of that then because we're going to paste that in the other boxes as well.
So we
So I
change
am. We're
that
going
to
to change that
traffic.
too. Yep. Continue. Yeah. And the scroll up, as I said, you can easily change that traffic else otherwise in the other top headings. That's all. It'll change the campaign name. So scroll down. And here it's got, there you go, $100 a day. You're okay with that? That's why I said you got to
No.
always check that it
Yes,
doesn't.
it
There you go, and click away from it. That's it. And then scroll, and then now we're going to on the left-hand side go to the second one. Yeah, on the left-hand side we're going to go to the next bar down. That's it. Click on that. That's it. And then up the top, just go dash traffic again. Yeah, that's it. And we want it to the website, so that's perfectly fine. So we're going to scroll down. We're going to leave the ongoing for now. Scroll, and then we go back again on the left-hand side to the third one down. And again, we're going to go traffic. Oh, yeah. and then you're gonna claim your your Instagram account. Put that in there, and you're gonna go select a post again. Instead of create ad, you're going to go select use existing post. It should probably find the same post normally. Okay, go select a post and go to Instagram up the top next to Facebook up the top there. Yep, and scroll down. And we should be able to find our one again. When was it? October 23.
Yep.
All right. And then you want to have, actually, see, it hasn't even done the, so you actually again have to, that's surprising given we're doing a duplicate ad. It's just because at this stage it still hasn't picked up on the fact that you're going to have the box in there. So paste your website in again, and you're going to do the same thing now. You probably need to keep the same because we actually keep the same call to action because otherwise it might confuse it. So we'll go contact. I think we used contact, didn't we?
Learn
I'll
more.
learn more. Yep. And then again, click your website events on, so that way once it is sorted, you'll be able to, yeah. So that's the Pixel ID. So see that. So just remembering it's 460. So you hit publish on that.
Publish. Oh, we're
Yeah.
publishing it?
Yep.
Okay. So that's now we're up to, oh, that's the $2 and $2. It's
Two and two.
$4.
That's
Yeah.
it. That's all we. So we've sort of done what we came here to have a go at
Yeah.
doing. Now close this box on the left hand side. If you close all those selected up the top where it's got ads and yeah, click on campaigns at the top. Go click on campaigns and just refresh this screen. See if the first one's getting And what I get you to do actually copy that link. So copy the link up the top for yourself, so you know where you. And then just go back into Basecamp, and at the bottom where we've had all that, I think yeah, just say maybe just Facebook Ads Manager. Yeah, ads campaigns. Yep. Yeah, ad campaigns. Yep. And maybe just you can probably hit enter on that. Just add that comment, so that it's just as much for you more really.
Mm-hmm.
Go back to your ads manager, and then as I said, once they become live, so you can just leave this today. You'll get an email that says you're live. So that one's now saying in review. It
Mm-hmm.
usually take an hour or two. They'll check that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Fingers crossed, because remember we've had some issues around the ohGiGi.co name.
Mm-hmm.
So fingers crossed it will be okay. And that's another good reason for you to test that you actually can promote on Facebook and
Okay.
Instagram, just
Yeah.
for whatever reason why it doesn't like that name. Well, I know doesn't say it doesn't like it, but there was a couple of things where we had some. I think I can't, for instance, although were you able to do it? No, I don't think you can. So, for instance, you can't say where you're located that you're at ohGiGi.co, and maybe that's as much as anything because it's got the .co at the end. So you know how
Right.
we said we're in Melbourne, Victoria.
Yeah.
Often we actually say we're at where we're at, right? Which is ohGiGi, is
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
But for some reason we can't do that. But yeah, what I was going to say is then if and when. So what I'd often suggest to you, the way to look at this, and if you change it now, this is what you'll get. So where it says this month up the top right, instead of having this much, always look at it as maximum. So top right, click on your drop down, click on maximum, and then clearly over the months, years, and all that sort of time, you can sort of manage and consider how much you're spending and what the reach is and what the results is. So the results that we're trying to achieve here
Mm-hmm.
is awareness is going to be reaching impressions. As I said, I'm expecting that in a month you'd expect to probably get 15 to 20,000 reach, um, and possibly 20 to 25,000 impressions. Now, impressions is just somebody that's interested at seeing it more than once in their feed. right? So in other
Mm-hmm.
words, they liked it, they maybe clicked on the link to go to the website. So
Yeah.
Facebook Learning goes, okay, this person is clearly interested in. We'll keep showing it to them. So that's what impressions is compared to reach. And
Mm-hmm.
then clearly the other one, we want link clicks. So in other words, we're trying to get per link. I think you'll do quite well on your per link click. I certainly think you'll do better than a dollar. A dollar is generally parity in terms of it might cost you a dollar for every person that links across. You might do as well as 50 cents, 30 cents, 20 cents. I don't know. We'll see. But you may well do quite well with your link clicks. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
hoping the type of business and what you're trying to do, as I said, I think, and even the quality of the video, I believe will probably do quite well. So,
Yep.
yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be a good thing for you to test and for us to see. Now,
Yep.
clearly at the moment, I've got reports to come out this week, as
Yep.
in from this week. I won't have
Mm-hmm.
it out this week. I'm under the pump. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, realistically, the good thing is we'll have almost um, pre ads and post
Mm-hmm.
ads for you, and you'll have a
Mm-hmm.
really good understanding of what it actually does, right?
Yep.
Even if it's not something you decide to do long term, at
Yep.
least you'll know what the benefits of doing it are, right?
Yep.
And as I said, I think I'm pretty confident. Believe me, I've seen a lot, and
Okay.
I'm pretty confident that you. It's a bit of a no-brainer for you.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay.
based on what you've got, and particularly at these nominal type amounts.
Yep.
It just for you to see, okay, and I think ultimately you'll be going, well, really, if this is working, should I spend more, and should I do something, and what else should I be doing, so,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yep.
but I think it'll work
Okay.
well. Cool.
And just so I know, how do I turn it off
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I
so that's
need
it. So that's
to?
where you were. Just click on the so it's just that button there.
Off and on.
Yeah, off and on.
Okay. Yeah.
That's it.
Cool. All
Yeah.
right. Awesome.
And
Yeah.
because of the way we've set it off, you should be able to easily do that. You can just turn it
Yeah.
off and on anytime. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I'll leave it on for at least a week, and then we can have a look at. I'll have a look at what if there's any increase in because I guess it's zero now. There's nothing to compare it against, and I can obviously see that how that's relating to my
Well, maybe as you
traffic
said,
on my website.
you might want to look at like you said, I'll be doing a report, but what you'll be able to do, particularly on your Facebook and Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
even within 1 week, you'll be able to get a sense of how much more
Traffic.
visibility and how much
Yeah.
more traffic is likely,
Yeah.
even in 1 week. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's just,
interesting though. I'm spending a lot of time on Instagram with the reels and stuff, but if I look at the insights of the reels, the views are actually coming from Facebook. But
hmm.
I can't actually I guess I wasn't able to see just now. Like I can't see the reels on Facebook. Maybe it's just in a different section. But yeah, the insights from Instagram are saying that the reels views like that one, which has about
So if you
1240.
go into where you can see both, is if you click on Facebook,
Click on
in terms
Facebook.
of and then click on Meta Business on the bottom left.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. And then in here, you should be able to go insights down below on the left hand side and then view all insights.
Okay, so yeah, it is Instagram still having a higher
Yeah. Yeah.
reach.
And as I said, so see that your reach here,
Yeah.
41 and 397.
Mm-hmm.
You'll kind of laugh at that when you see what ads do.
Okay. So
You
I've got
like
a
it's as I
baseline.
said, you can invest your time or you can spend $1. And
Yeah,
I can tell you, spending $2 is worth about probably, I don't know how much your time is worth, but for
that's
my
worth a lot.
time, spending $2 is worth probably $200 of my time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
the reality is, and the good thing is, in actual fact, not to say that that's actually positive. See the last month. So this is good actually while we're looking at this,
Yeah.
particularly given I've been involved for the last month. But
Yeah.
scroll up
Scroll
on
up.
this, you
Yeah.
can see your reach over the last
Yeah.
28 days is actually up 9%. And so
Yeah.
combined effort, pat on the back for you and me.
Mm,
Hey, thank you.
yeah.
So,
Is that a good number?
well, organically,
Yeah,
well, the
organically. Yeah.
percentage is good. And for what you're doing organically, bloody
Yeah.
oath, it's a good number. And Instagram is always better than Facebook for
Okay.
organic reach. The
Yeah.
question is, so what? Because
Yeah.
the problem with Instagram is, so what? They see a picture, they might heart it.
Mm,
So what? They're
yeah.
not probably reading anything.
Yeah.
They're just hearting something. So now we put a call to action button on a video in
Mhm.
Instagram, all of a sudden they can
Mm.
do something, right?
Yeah.
So
Okay.
even on that alone, and while I've got this recording, I'll give you a toothpaste review. By the end of
Oh
this
yes.
project, you're going to be giving me a Google
Yeah,
a
sure, of
Google and
course.
Facebook review too.
Yeah,
You would say,
definitely.
"Oh, I learned so much by the process that we went through, and my results were so much better even before I advertised." There you go. No, so
Yeah.
you know that is. I mean, it is positive. And uh, and I must admit, it jumps out to me because clearly, if that was showing they were down on the month, then I'd be a bit like,
In
oh, that's
trouble.
a bummer. Yeah, it'd be a bit of a
Yeah.
yeah. So it just sort of says it's working. So, but at the moment, remember that's all our time. It's just time that you and I have both said. So the low hanging fruit is to spend $1,
Mhm.
realistically, and you'll see that that changes very quickly. Yeah. So
Okay. Yeah.
when I say change, it'll 10 times change. And I hate to sound like one of those growth type experts, right? But the
Yeah.
reality is, you will see that percentage if particularly if you were to look in a month time, that'll probably say you're up 10,000%. I
Okay.
see it all the time, right? As soon as we spend $1, it's up 10,000%, right? Which is
Yeah.
stupid. But it only happens to start with, right? So once you then, if you continue to spend at that rate, all that then does is just bounce along at whatever that reach and until you do something different.
Mhm.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
and we already know that audience that we're even doing now is a 200,000 audience. Realistically, even at 20,000 a month, that would take you 10 months to get to every one of those people
Okay.
probably.
Yeah.
So that's the
Yeah.
reality. So,
Yeah.
but what will happen, as I said, because of the machine learning, you'll get impressions, and that'll mean the people that really are interested will get to see it more often, more than
Mhm.
once and stuff
But
like
they'll
that.
just see the same video, is it?
Correct.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay. And is that a good thing, or is that why
Absolutely, that's a good
people?
thing. What does
Okay.
Harvey Norman and everybody else that sells shit to us do? They show us
Well,
the same KFC. What does
is it this?
KFC to it? They show us the same horrible ads. I don't
Okay.
know what
They've got
TV
more
you
than
watch.
one ad
Yeah,
here
so
and there.
yeah, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter. So what?
Okay.
At the moment, there's one ad, but do
It's
we
just,
do we when we see ads on TV, do we only see that ad once?
yeah, true. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You're
So
right. Yeah.
it's the most common mistake people make, and that's why boosting post is a stupid idea. People
Yeah.
think I'll boost 10 posts to a 200,000 audience. It's the most stupid idea to do whatsoever, right? That means you might get 2,000 people seeing a boosted post for $20 or whatever, and then
Yeah.
it might be the same 2,000 that get to see the different ones instead of
Yeah.
letting the video run to its entirety.
Okay.
Or at least, so I've got ones that I've probably run a similar video since 2018, and they've had 2
Mm,
million views on that video, and I don't know how many impressions. But the
mm.
reality is, um, it just means they're top of mind, and you're not preaching to the converted. Remember, you're probably still preaching to people that haven't converted yet because they're
Yeah.
not following the pages and that sort of stuff,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
that's the other thing. Um, the other campaign that we're not running at the moment, which I sometimes do, is a 2+2+2, because engagement is the other thing, right? So you can get engagement so that they like the post.
Yeah.
When they like the post, you can then invite them to the page. But the problem is we've promoted it from Instagram, so we can't really do that anyway. So I think for now, 2+2 traffic and awareness is probably the best strategy. But in future,
Yeah.
you might want to, if you want to grow the page, you might want to consider engagement as well.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Sweet.
Okay. How'd you
All right.
find the tooth powder? Was it all right? Is it going
I'm loving
okay?
it.
You
Yeah,
enjoy
yeah. Well, it's
loving it?
funny because I've combined it with electric toothbrush at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah.
changed. I don't know if I went to the dentist before or after we met. Maybe after, actually.
After, I
Like,
think.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, and when I went, they told me I should perhaps consider. Have you ever considered electric toothbrush? And so yeah, so I bought an electric toothbrush, and mind you, I just because it was the first time using electric toothbrush, I just bought a Coles version one, and
Yeah.
now I haven't
The
opened the
Oral
box
B.
yet, but I've upgraded to a higher version in
Yeah.
terms of yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Cool.
so
All
there you
right.
go. So I will be.
Well,
Yeah, no, I'm liking it, and my the family's using it as well. I gave it as a gift to my vegan my my oldest son's vegan girlfriend. They loved it, and my
yeah.
daughter also loved it. So they also thought it was
Yeah.
very unique. But
Oh,
anyway,
cool. All right.
so
Well, get them to put a review on the
I'll get them to do the
website.
same. Yeah, I will.
So I have, like, I guess it's good timing because I've set up all the automated email marketing flows and stuff. So see if we get some traffic in and some,
I've seen
people
those.
signing
In
up
actual fact, what I
to.
might do, because again, it's how they all work together. On your automatic email, let's have a look. Let me have a quick look at your email because I saw them coming through. You should, if you've got all that, have you, at the bottom or at the top when the email, do you have your social links include
Yes, the
embedded?
social links
They're
are
all
at the
there.
bottom.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
And that's great. So that's good. But what I was going to say, I could repurpose that onto, if you wanted me to, the latest emailer.
Uh,
Or are you
y
doing that, or does it already do something like that?
what do you mean by
So,
repurpose? Like
so in other
repurpose
words,
them into,
that email that you're sending out to
yeah,
people, you could pretty much do the first few probably lines and blurb or the
yeah,
catch cry
yeah,
and put that across all the
as a
socials as
post.
well.
Yeah, no, I haven't started doing that. All that's really new because I'm literally like creating graphics as I'm
Yeah,
going.
yeah.
But maybe the one that you might, oh yeah, you would be getting the welcome series too. So like,
Hmm.
sweetener, not taste free. Yeah. So yeah, you can use all of that if you'd like to.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I'm going to look at. I
um,
might look at doing that. Yeah.
yeah, there's some graphics in there
I,
which
I
are
might look
not
at
too
doing
bad.
that as an alternative because I think I've hit the bottom of the blog. So I might look at doing that
Yeah, I
sort
don't
of
have
for
any
the
more.
e-news. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, the thing
yeah.
about that blog is actually probably it's probably three or four blogs realistically, but you've just happened to do it all at the one
Oh,
time.
fine. Okay,
Yeah,
I just
yeah.
didn't realize that. Yeah, I mean, and I think it's on my list. I've got another blog that I can put on. I just haven't had time to do it, but yeah, I'll do it soon. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Okay. Thanks
All
you.
right.
Thank
Have a good
you.
weekend, Karen.
See ya.
All
You
right,
too.
see ya.
Bye.